think you all know me. Welcome to our office. Soy Otis Landerholm. Bienvenidos a nuestra oficina. Okay? Let's see. So, this is our Asylum lunch. All right? So, eso es un almuerzo para casos de asilo. Okay? Okay, my goal today is to discuss asylum, to discuss changes that have happened to asylum law and to asylum processes, all right, and to answer any questions, all right. So I want to make sure every single one of you leaves here with your questions answered, all right. If you have questions individually, privately, about your own personal case, let's save those for afterwards, all right? But if you have questions about how the process is working, right, let's get all of those questions answered. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. So mi meta hoy es que cada persona sale con sus dudas, con sus preguntas contestadas, ¿ok? Y quiero explicar la ley, quiero explicar el proceso, quiero explicar cómo está funcionando el sistema de asilo ahora, ¿ok? Así que si tienen preguntas específicas de su caso personal, vamos a hacerlo después, ¿ok? Pero si tienen preguntas acerca de cómo funciona el sistema o el proceso, quiero que cada pregunta, cada duda sale contestada, ¿ya? All right. So, to do that, well, first of all, really welcome, all right? And this is the second time that we've ever done this, right? And I apologize for the technical difficulties that we had at the outset. We're starting a bit behind schedule, all right? And make yourself comfortable, have some pizza, have some salad, have some beverages, and let us know if you need anything, all right? Así que bienvenidos. Si necesitan cualquier cosa, avísanos. Y disculpa la demora. Quería yo comenzar a las 11:30, pero teníamos unas dificultades tecnológicas. Okay? So también, also I want to say, please have patience with my throat. I've had a cold this last week, and I'm getting better, but my throat is a little bit scratchy. All right? Okay, mi garganta está medio mal. Okay, so perfect. So, welcome. My agenda today is I want to do a small introduction, all right? I want to talk about changes in our office, right? Because there have been changes in our office. I want to talk about asylum law. I want to talk about asylum under the Trump administration and some recent changes to the law. And I want to talk about upcoming services that we're offering in our office. And then we'll have question and answers, okay? So, voy a hacer una pequeña introducción, voy a hablar sobre cambios en nuestra oficina, voy a hablar sobre la ley de asilo en la época de Trump y también de otros servicios que ofrecemos en mi oficina. ¿Ok? Muy bien. So, for the introduction, many of you may have seen this already. Muchos tal vez lo han visto anteriormente. I often lead my videos with this introduction, and I'm going to just do it again so that we're all on the same page. All right? So, sometimes I don't get to know each of my clients. A veces no puedo personalmente conocer a cada uno de mis clientes. Por eso me gusta que cada persona me conozca, okay? And for this reason, I like everybody to at least get to know a little bit about who I am, all right? So, I'm Otis. I'm the founding attorney of our law firm here. I'm also a family man. My wife Wendy and I have 2 kids. We live in the Bay Area. I'm also a bicyclist. In 2005, I rode my bicycle across the United States. It was a great adventure. And I am a traveler, right? I really believe in traveling to other parts of the world, okay? En español, yo soy el abogado, me conocen como el abogado. También soy hombre de familias, también soy biciclista, me encantan los deportes de como endurancia, ¿cómo decir eso? ¿Yeah? Y también soy viajero, he viajado a 23 países diferentes y me encanta ir y conocer otros lugares, okay? So that leads to why? Why are we here and why are we fighting these cases, right? Y por qué estamos aquí haciendo esas cosas. Y la verdad es que yo creo en la libertad de movimiento, okay? I believe in the freedom of movement, all right? I believe that each person should have the right to travel where they want to travel, all right? I actually believe that that should be the way it is, all right? And that is not the way it is. And so, that's why we're here to fight about it, all right? So, I like to ask the question, why is it that I could travel to these countries? ¿Por qué pude yo viajar a estos países? Why could I live in the countries that are bold and underlined on this list? ¿Por qué pude yo vivir en los países subrayados? Yeah? Never once having to, file a big case, never once getting deported, never once, getting, having to get caught by immigration, right? Nunca fui deportado, nunca tuve que someter un caso así super grande, ¿ya? Para entrar y para estar y para vivir y también para trabajar en esos países, ¿ya? Mientras, while at the same time, here's the wall that exists between the United States and Mexico, and crosses that are on this picture represent people who have died trying to enter the United States. And it's why is it so simple for some people to travel wherever we want to? And why is it so difficult for so many other people to do the exact same thing? Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah? So, y ese muro demuestra, pues es el muro entre los Estados Unidos y México, y las cruces simbolizan personas que han muerto entrando a los Estados Unidos, y es como que ¿por qué es tan fácil para algunas personas como yo viajar donde sea? ¿Ya? ¿Y por qué es tan difícil para la gran mayoría de las personas en este planeta hacer exactamente la misma cosa? Y buena pregunta, ¿ya? Y pues vamos a estudiar leyes para entender eso, y después pues vamos a abrir nuestro propio bufete de abogados para luchar los casos, ¿ya? So here we are. We're lawyers, we're paralegals, and we're legal assistants, and we fight for the rights of immigrants who are wanting to stay in the United States. ¿Ya? Y aquí estamos, nuestro equipo legal. Abogados paralegales, asistentes legales, aquí luchando casos de personas que quieren quedarse aquí en Estados Unidos. Yeah, and that's it. All right? So that's all I want to say about me, right, and what we're up to. Es todo lo que voy a decir acerca de quién soy yo. Ahora quiero hablar sobre cambios en la oficina. Now I want to just talk briefly about some changes in our office that you'll notice, all right? One is we have a new office. All right. Some of you were here at our client appreciation party. Some were not, right? And so if this is your first time here, welcome to our new office. All right. We also have new staff members. In the last 2 weeks, right? In the last 2 weeks, I have hired 5 people. All right. So right now, I am training up my team to be able to deliver outstanding legal services, right? And it's taking some time. Right? And it's okay, well, that's just part of the process. All right? Que quiero explicar yo que hay cambios en mi oficina. Primero para nos, pues estamos en una oficina nueva y tuvimos aquí hace un mes una fiesta aquí para nuestros clientes, pero si no vinieron ese día, pues bienvenidos a nuestra nueva oficina, y hemos tenido varios cambios entrando a esa nueva oficina. También tenemos un equipo nuevo, porque ahora que tenemos el espacio, en los últimos 2 semanas, yo he contratado a 5 empleados diferentes. All right? The truth is that now finally that we have the space for it, now I've finally been able to hire more help, because we've had the cases, right? And so now that we're here, now it's okay, finally we can make the decision and increase our capacity. Yeah? So anyway, I just want everybody to understand that that's happening, right? Okay, great. Any questions about any of that so far? Cualquier pregunta acerca de esas cosas? No? We're clear. Awesome. All right. Let's talk about asylum law. All right? I hope that each of us are familiar with asylum law. All right? But I want to explain it, right? I want to just make sure that we're on the same page. So vamos a hablar sobre lo básico de la ley de asilo y espero que cada uno de nosotros estamos en la misma página. All right? So, what is asylum? What is it?
Like a kind of protection that a country is giving to us if we are coming from a dangerous country.
Yeah.
Okay. Como una protección que nos están dando cuando venimos de países en peligro o peligrosos.
Así es. Así es. The word asylum means exactly what Hector said. The word asylum means protection. All right? The idea of asylum law is to protect people who are afraid for their lives to return to their country. All right? La palabra asilo significa protección. Y la idea, ¿ya?, es proteger a personas que tienen miedo por sus vidas de volver a su país. So, that's what it is. What do you need to get it? All right? How do you win that? How do you show that? All right? Legally, all right? Legally, there are requirements that have to be met in order to qualify for asylum. Legalmente hay unos requisitos que uno tiene que cumplir para calificar para asilo. All right? Y hay prohibiciones. There are bars to asylum. Hay prohibiciones, okay? So, to get it, you have to show you have a well-founded fear. It's requirement number 1. Well-founded fear. 2, of persecution. Basically physical violence. All right? On account of one of 5 things: your race, your religion, your nationality, your political opinion, or your membership in a particular social group. Okay? Everybody understand that? Okay, great. And there are bars, there are prohibitions, all right? The biggest one is what we call the 1-year filing deadline, which says that if you are filing for asylum, you must file within 1 year of your last entry onto U.S. soil. Okay? There are other bars, many of which I will not go into today. All right? There are 9 in total. Okay? So, para decir todo eso en español, all right? Para aplicar, para poder ganar un caso de asilo, hay que demostrar que uno tiene un miedo fundado, un miedo razonable, ¿ya?, de persecución, de violencia contra uno, por uno de 5 motivos. Tiene que ser por su raza, su religión, su nacionalidad, su opinión política o su pertenencia a un grupo particular social en su país. All right? Y hay castigos, hay prohibiciones, ¿ya?, que la ley dice que hay que someter el caso dentro de 1 año de haber llegado a Estados Unidos, ¿ya? Y hay más prohibiciones también. All right, let me just put it out there. What's the problem with this? ¿Cuál es el problema con eso?
Fundamental todo eso.
¿Ya?
Dar pruebas de que el miedo es real.
Así
Que
es.
las cosas son
Requiere pruebas, así es. Mira, let's see. So I'll do this in English and in Spanish. All right. How can I say this? Right. Last year, 80%. All right, 80% of the world's supply of cocaine, right, was raised in the Andes region of the world. You know, Colombia, Peru, basically Colombia, all right? That drug is purchased in the United States. Does this make sense? So, that drug to be purchased in the United States must pass through Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, yeah, to come to the United States. You following me? Right? And with it comes a lot of violence. Like a lot of violence. Gang violence. Danger. All right? The problem, all right, that we're seeing in the world with cases is that people, human beings who are caught up in violent situations in the world today, right? It's hard to say that the drug traffickers are going to do harm because of somebody's race. It's hard to say that drug traffickers are going to do harm because of somebody's religion, all right? Or because of their nationality, or because of their political opinion, or because of some group they belong to, all right? Typically, most people who are being persecuted in their home country today, it's like they're being persecuted for any reason. It's like we don't even know why they're being persecuted. Does that make sense? It's hard to pin it down to one of these five, right? And that's the importance of like explaining the case well from the outset. It's hard to do, all right? And it's a requirement to do if we're going to make sense, if we're going to win the case. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Got it. Okay, cool. Help yourselves, okay? Help yourselves to some food. Welcome. Come on in. All right. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say all of that in Spanish because I want it to make sense. All right. So el problema con esa ley es que la persecución y la violencia que es real, que estamos viendo, ¿ya? En la gran mayoría de nuestros casos, ¿ya? Es que hay muchísima violencia que está pasando en el mundo, pero es difícil comprobar que esa violencia que está pasando es por uno de esos 5 motivos. O sea, hay muchos narcotraficantes, hay muchos pandilleros, hay muchas cosas feas que están pasando en nuestros países, ¿ya? Pero es difícil comprobar con evidencias, con pruebas, que la violencia que está pasando es por uno de esos 5 motivos. O sea, por la raza de uno, que normalmente no es por eso, ¿ya? A veces tal vez, ¿ya? O por la religión, o por la nacionalidad, o por la opinión política de uno, ¿ya? O a veces por el grupo social que uno tiene, ¿ya? Así que quiero explicar eso porque para ganar un caso de asilo hay que explicar eso, pero no es fácil explicarlo. Y es por eso que muchas veces tenemos que realmente ir a la lucha. Y tenemos a veces que ir a la lucha ante un juez para explicarlo bien. Yeah? Okay. So I was just saying that is sometimes why these cases can be so contentious. That's why sometimes we've got to go to immigration court to fight about it in front of a judge, right? Because sometimes that's what's required. And it's not easy. It makes it a difficult process. All right. Any questions about this? Yeah? Yeah.
Do they allow you to justify just because there is violence in the country?
Yeah, no. No, it's got to be for one of these, it's got to be a fear that you have personally. Yeah? And it's got to be on account of one of these things. Now, if the violence that's happening in your country is against, okay, if we're in Nazi Germany, right, and the violence that you're fleeing against is that Jewish people are going to be killed, right, or put in a concentration camp, yeah, then now you've got a strong case, right, because now you have a fear that there's going to be violence against you on account of your religion, your nationality, your race. It's like all there, right? In fact, if you want to know the history, asylum laws internationally were passed after World War II to allow for immigrants who were Jewish and fleeing from Nazi Germany to not be deported back there. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. Good question. Any other questions? Cualquier otra pregunta acerca de la ley? No?
So, the moment when we apply for asylum,
Yes.
and then later on, while waiting for the hearing, right?
Yes.
If any circumstances change back home, so it's going to affect on your case?
It can. Yeah, it can. It can affect it for good or for bad. Yeah. Because if you file asylum, so if you file asylum saying that your country is dangerous, right? And that you're going to be targeted, right? And if everything gets better, then yeah, they would say, okay, that would negatively affect your asylum case, but now everything's better.
Right.
Right? So great. However, if something happens in your country and it makes it worse, then now your case becomes stronger. Does that make sense?
Right.
So it works both ways. Yeah, good question. La pregunta fue que si hay un cambio en su país mientras que está pendiente el caso, pues puede o beneficiar o hacer, o sea, puede afectar el caso de uno. ¿Ya? Y puede afectarlo o por bien o por mal, depende de qué cambios hay. ¿Ya?
Si la persona viene y estuvo pasando ahí algún peligro o alguien la amenazó, si esa persona denunció y tiene el papel de la policía, el juez le puede pedir que uno busque más pruebas o a qué se refiere con ese papel. ¿Es suficiente o necesita más?
Vamos a hablar de eso específicamente. Gracias por esa pregunta. Pero sí ayuda, esa evidencia es buena, ¿ok? Pero no es muy probable que el juez sí va a pedir más, por lo menos más detalles de qué exactamente pasó y esas cosas. So let me translate that question, because that was a great question. His question was, if someone comes in and has like a police report, right, and they filed a complaint and they like have documents from their home country saying that they were the victim of some like violent abuse, right, in their home country, is that enough? Or is the judge going to ask for more? And it's a really great question, because that happens often, right? And my answer is, it's great to have it. It's great to have that evidence. And yes, sometimes we need even more than that. All right? And we're going to talk about it actually in just right now when we talk about what's happening right now. All right? So right now, I'm going to talk about asylum in the Trump era, and I'm going to talk about 3 changes that we've seen since Trump took office. Okay? So voy a hablar sobre la ley de asilo ahora bajo la administración de Trump, porque hemos visto 3 cambios, okay, durante ese tiempo. All right? So, the first big change was a case that was decided. It's called the matter of A.B., and it's actually right on this man's question. All right? Matter of A.B., decided in June of last year, undoes a case that we all depended on for cases involving domestic violence. All right? It's hard, if we go back to this, if you're fleeing violence because of your gender, it's not really on here. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. If you're fleeing violence because of your age, it's not really on here. If you're fleeing violence because of some other reason, it's not necessarily covered by this list. And yet the domestic violence cases would argue the particular social group ground, and there was a case that said, yeah, that works, but not under Trump. All right, that was undone. That law changed. And it's important to know that. What it's saying is, and this is actually true in your case, for domestic violence victims and other victims of quote-unquote private criminal activity. Private criminal activity. It's not that there's no longer arguments about asylum. We still have an argument, right? But it makes it more difficult. It doesn't say that it's necessarily a particular social group type of asylum. Does that make sense? Everybody following me? All right, I'll say that in Spanish. All right? So, hay un caso que fue decidido en junio del año pasado que realmente afecta y ha afectado a los casos, más que nada los casos de personas huyendo de su país por violencia doméstica. ¿Ya? Si uno ha sufrido cosas súper feas en su país y luego sale de su relación en búsqueda de una vida mejor y venga a los Estados Unidos, pues antes había una ley, un caso bueno en esos casos, pero desafortunadamente en el verano pasado, bajo la administración de Trump, básicamente quitaron ese caso, ¿ya? Y ahora ya es más difícil esos casos. Pero además, como en su situación, que tiene la documentación de un reporte policíaco y esas cosas, dicen que víctimas de actividad criminal privado, ya como es más difícil ganar el caso, ¿ya? Y van a exigir más pruebas explicando por qué cabe bajo la ley. Yeah? Okay. No es imposible, pero sí es más, hay que comprobar más. All right, good. The second change has affected a lot of your cases, all right? And that is a last in, first out policy. And that was started in January of 2018. What this means is that if you file for asylum today, you get your interview quickly. If you filed your asylum years ago, you have to wait even longer. Does that make sense? I'll say that in Spanish, okay? El otro cambio que yo sé ha afectado varios de sus casos es esto, que en enero del año pasado hubo un cambio que los últimos casos que son recibidos por la oficina de asilo son los primeros que reciban sus entrevistas. ¿Tiene sentido eso? ¿Ya? O sea, los casos que someten hoy van a recibir las entrevistas ahorita, ¿ya? Pero los casos que fueron sometidos antes van a esperar y esperar y esperar. Es como demoras enormes en la oficina de asilo ahora. Okay? Is everybody aware of that? Everybody understands that? So, I mean, you know, on many cases, it took years, has taken years to even get an interview, while on other cases, 2 months, you've got your interview already. Yeah, and it's really kind of chaos. It's chaos. Yeah, it is. So, que en algunos casos tienen que esperar años y años para tener su entrevista, y en otros casos es como inmediatamente, viene en dos meses. Yeah? Okay, so that's the second change. The third change doesn't affect any of you, all right? But it's changes that we're seeing at the border for people coming right now and that are turning themselves in at the border. They are being detained, right? And they're even being required to stay in Mexico until their cases are heard, which is, there's lawsuits that are happening against this process, and so we'll even see what's going to happen. All right? If you know anybody that's coming up at the border right now, talk to me. All right? I want to know, because we can prepare them. All right? So, el tercer cambio realmente no les afecta a ustedes. Es solo para personas que están llegando a la frontera ahora, y el proceso de asilo para ellos ha cambiado. Okay, y muchos de ellos van a ser detenidos, y muchos de ellos van a tener que estar detenidos en México primero. Y hay demandas contra eso, la frontera ahora es un caos, es realmente un lío. Y si conocen a una persona que está llegando, está viniendo en camino a los Estados Unidos, avísame, porque mejor prepararles antes de que lleguen. Yeah? Any questions about that? ¿Cualquier duda acerca de eso? Okay, good.
Excuse me.
Yes.
So is the changes is going to be permanent or just temporary?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
For now, they're permanent,
Okay.
and I don't think that they will really be permanent,
Right.
because they're not changes to the law; they're changes to the process.
Right.
Yeah. So that's right. Yeah. Yes.
So since they changed it and all the new process in 2018, they started to going first. Did they give a deadline for the old cases?
No.
Because there's a lot of cases every day, so it means that everyone that applied before 2018, they have no.
The Trump administration's answer to that is to hire more officers. Right? That's what they're trying to do, and they aren't hiring enough fast enough. Right? And so, but that's right. What it means is that there's no deadline, and what it means is that cases that are old are they're like in limbo. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
It's like they're just sitting there.
Can
Right.
you cancel the case and do it again?
That's smart. If there's an emergency, we can ask them to expedite, but it's uncommon that they'll
What is an
approve it.
emergency? What do they consider emergency?
They have very, very limited, medical emergency, something like that. They have very, very limited reasons why they would expedite an asylum interview. Let me translate that into Spanish. All right. So la primera pregunta fue que si es permanente esos cambios. Y la verdad es que no sé, nadie sabe que va a querer hacer un próximo presidente, pero los cambios realmente no son cambios que fueron pasados por Congreso, okay? Fueron todo puro cambios del presidente, así que un próximo presidente sí lo podría cambiar. All right. And I'm blanking on the second question. Oh yeah, it's if there's a way, if there's like a deadline. La segunda pregunta es si hay una manera de realmente hacer el caso de uno más rápido ante la oficina de asilo. Y la verdad es que en súper poco, no hay como una fecha límite para ellos. Muchos de esos casos están como en limbo, como decimos, que realmente están esperando y no hay fin, ¿ya? Pero la respuesta de la administración de Trump es que están pidiendo y contratando más oficiales de inmigración que pueden revisar más casos. All right.
Y una pregunta,
Yeah.
entonces cuando uno tiene el permiso, como te da una temporada, entonces mientras uno no está, como no le presenta, entonces les tiene que estar renovando.
Así es. Así que buena pregunta. Antes de ir a ese último, quiero hablar sobre permisos de trabajo, porque es bueno, es un buen tema, ¿ya? Así que el proceso de asilo, ¿ya? El proceso de asilo permite que cada solicitante de asilo pide también un permiso de trabajo, pero después de 180 días, ¿ok? Después de 180 días puede pedir un permiso de trabajo y estar renovándolo hasta que ya tiene una decisión final. Okay? So just to be clear, I'll say that in English. There was a question about work permits. Asylum law allows people who are applying for asylum to apply for a work permit after 180 days. All right? Right? And then once it's on file, you can renew your work permit every year. Sometimes they give 2 years. All right? And you can continue to renew it until you have a final decision on your case. Yes.
Una pregunta acerca de eso. Por ejemplo, mi permiso de trabajo se vence en septiembre.
Okay.
¿Ok? Pero yo tengo programada la corte, la segunda corte donde llamo en julio.
Mm-hmm.
Entonces, mi pregunta en concreto es, ¿yo puedo solicitar la renovación o no?
Ok, nuestra estrategia es someter la solicitud para renovar el permiso antes, ¿ya? Y vamos a ver qué pasa en la audiencia. pero es como que mejor tenerlo ya en camino, porque muchas cosas pueden suceder en una audiencia ante un juez. Si el juez no llega, está enfermo ese día, lo que sea, si está si tiene otra cita por cualquier razón, si no terminamos todo el caso en una sola audiencia, hay muchos factores. El mejor proceso es sí mandar la solicitud para renovar el permiso antes.
Ok, pero esa renovación sería...
5 meses antes.
Sí, pero ¿cómo decirle? ¿Ellos verían esa renovación tal cual han visto las anteriores o tomarían en cuenta ellos el hecho de que yo tengo una corte antes de que se me vence?
Igual como los anteriores, pero si no hay una decisión antes de su corte final, ellos van a chequear qué pasó en esa audiencia. Y sí. Yeah. All right. This brings up another question. This brings up another point. I don't have a slide for this. All right. Can I just do this real quick? Christy, is that going to mess me up? Is that okay? I can draw on the board for a second? Okay. There's 2 different processes for asylum. All right? Okay. 2 different processes. One is called one is called affirmative asylum. You're applying at the asylum office. And one is defensive. You're actually in immigration court. All right? Affirmative versus defensive. If you're applying for asylum in immigration court, all right, the changes that the Trump administration has done are slightly different and similar but different, right? Also, first in, first out in immigration court also, all right? But, there's more hearings. Defensive is in court, all right? Which means that, if we lose, right, we have to appeal it, right? If we, it means that we'll have several hearings in the process, right? It means that there's going to be testimony, you're going to have to talk about your life, right, in front of a judge, right? It's a different environment, it's a different process, all right? Versus affirmatively, you're at the asylum office. All right? And this is the one that now is waiting forever and ever and ever to get an interview if you filed it a long time ago, right? Or it's coming really fast if you filed it right now. Is this clear for everyone? Okay, good.
How do you decide if you're going to go on that way or on this way?
The question is, where are you now? And the real question is, are you in immigration court now or not? If you're in immigration court right now, then we've got to go this way. If you're not in immigration court right now, then to apply for asylum, you do it over here. It's actually great. It's actually great because it allows us, if you're not in immigration court right now, it gives you 2, we call them 2 bites at the apple, right? It gives you 2 chances, right? Chance number 1 in front of the asylum office and chance number 2 in front of a judge. All right? If you're already in court right now, then we've got to drop everything. We've got to fight the case in front of the judge right there. Yeah, I'll say that in Spanish just so that we're all clear. So, hay 2 procesos diferentes, uno que es ante la oficina de asilo y otro si está uno ya en corte de inmigración. Y son diferentes, ¿ok? Y si uno no está en corte, pues mejor someterlo ante la oficina de asilo porque es como que tiene 2 chances. Uno ante ellos y si niega el caso el oficial allá, puede renovar el caso ante el juez. All right? Yeah, okay. Any other questions? Yes?
Do you decide if it's going to be affirmative or defensive when you apply for the case, or it depends on the case?
There's really no choice in it.
Oh,
All right.
pick.
If you're in immigration court, you've got to go defensive. If you're not in immigration court yet, then we can do it as an affirmative case.
So basically, you apply, and then they decide if it's going to be affirmative or defensive.
No, I know even before we submit anything. Yeah, yeah, I can walk you through it. I know, yeah, we'll know exactly before we're submitting anything which way we're going. All I'm saying is that this is the one that has the delays of the process, right? This is where the long backlogs are.
So it doesn't depend on the case, it depends on your choice.
Correct.
In terms
Good
of,
afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon.
Good to see you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was late.
No problem. No, great to see you. Yes.
in terms of a time frame, means that as a big picture, how long each one can take? Means that worst case scenario for a primitive way, it can take from 6 months to a year, and the other side, defensive, can take from worst case from 1 year to 4 years. I don't know.
Okay. If you're filing right now, 4 to 6 months, it's done and done. All right. If you filed a long time ago, we're looking at like 3 to 5 years. Yeah. Does everybody understand that? This isn't the asylum office. Affirmative cases. If you file it right now, you're talking 4 to 6 months. If you filed a long time ago, you're talking 3 to 5 years. Okay? Because that's what the delays are right now. All right? If you're in immigration court, right, then the fastest you're talking 8 months, but really realistically, I don't know, 8 to 15 months. If you're put into immigration court now, right? Or if it's on the slow track, we call it in immigration court, we're talking like 4 to 6 years in immigration court. Everybody understand that? Okay? Awesome. Great. Good. All right. Well, good. We're making progress. So I wanted to just, I'll finish my presentation, and then I want to make sure that everybody has questions answered. Let me delete all this stuff. Okay. So I want to invite each of you to our upcoming coaching services. All right, and I want to explain what those are. So we have a I love these. I love these. So we have our next Life Mastery for Immigrants program. This is a weekend coaching service. All right, that we put together. We normally charge $1,000 for it. We give a discount. It's $650 for our clients. All right. If you have any questions about that, I'd love to have any and all of you there. All right. If you have questions about it, please talk to Christy. Christy's amazing. Christy's right over here. All right. We're also offering for the first time this year a business course for immigrants. All right. And we're doing it on June 14th. We're normally charging $950 for that, but it's going to be a $550 thing for our clients. All right. The purpose of these is I don't want this process to keep you down. I want this process, I want each of you to be able to achieve whatever goals you have for your life. All right? Whatever they might be. Start a business, go back to school, there's people have questions about all kinds of things. How do I make more money? How do I find the relationship of my dreams? We can talk about all of that. We can talk about all of these issues and how our immigration cases are affecting us. All right? And that's really what both of these programs are here for. So I just want to explain that they're there. All right? And let me explain that in Spanish also. Okay? So tenemos dos programas de como entrenamiento para inmigrantes, ¿ok? Y el primero de ellos se llama el Life Mastery for Immigrants Program, o en español a veces lo traducimos como el taller de vida para inmigrantes, ¿ya? Que es el día 18 y 19 de mayo. Y normalmente cobramos $1,000, pero es 650 para nuestros clientes, ¿ok? Y realmente es una oportunidad para realmente, porque yo no quiero que el caso de uno prohíbe a uno vivir su vida y vivirla bien, ¿ok? Así que realmente es por eso que hemos creado esos servicios, esos fines de semana completo para realmente ir al fondo de qué queremos para nuestras vidas y qué nos está oponiendo, qué nos está como no dejándonos vivir la vida que queremos vivir, ¿ok? Y también para el curso de negocios, el curso de crear un negocio y cómo uno puede hacerlo aún con el estado legal de uno, ¿ok? Así que eso. Any questions about these? Okay? Or let me just say this. If anyone has any questions about these, talk to me or talk to Christy right afterwards. That's fine. I'm just conscientious of the time. So, that's really it. I wanted to thank each of you for coming. Muchísimas gracias por haber venido. Thank you all for coming. It is just before 1 o'clock. All right? I wanted to get you out on time. Grab some more pizza. And while we're doing that, please ask me your questions. Right? I really do want each of your questions to be answered. And I want you to know that if you have any questions, that we can, that's why we're here. All right? And again, if you have questions about your personal situation, then okay, let us know that too, and we can make sure that that gets addressed also. Okay? So who has questions?